Spiritual bypassing. Hi, I'm Nick, former medical doctor turned soul doctor, and I really want to take a look at spiritual bypassing because I see it for myself and I see it for others, especially those sometimes who have a level of enlightenment where I can get caught with their words rather than look at behind it. And sometimes it's whether it's people who are saying they want to get pregnant, but they're not in any rush, they can wait. Or people are like, oh, I want to make a change, but I can wait. A lot of the times it's the waiting. It's the pure waiting or the pure doing something in the midst of or in lieu of, or not seeing how it's tied to the progress. And even that for myself. Sometimes like, oh, I don't really want that. I do. I do desire that. I prefer that. I prefer to have a home we feel secure in. I prefer to have a community. I prefer to have financial stability. I prefer to have generational wealth. I prefer to have vehicles. I prefer to have family nearby. And what are the priorities? What do I really prioritize? And quite often I'm hearing people these days saying, I'm not prioritizing the kids. And you can see there's just deep desire to be parents. But there's a fear there. There's a fear of what's there that's in the way, whether it's financial, whether it's stability, whether it's their own way of living, whether it's their own freedom. And then how do I look at that for myself? I can see that for myself as well sometimes as I'm stepping into how do I create a home base as part. But will I lose my freedom? Will I lose my flexibility? Will I lose my control? And that's a big part of it, is the secret desire for control, the secret desire not to be with the fears, the fear of death, the fear of loss of purpose, the fear of irrelevancy, the fear of ego, the fear of status or lack thereof. One of the things that's there is sometimes not moving because in the old system, paradigm, community, there is status. Moving to a new one, there's loss of status, there's loss of known, there's loss of backups, there's loss of familiarity. Oh, how can I step into that? And how do I now, for myself, both create the 3D familiarity as quickly as possible, while also recognizing that familiarity always is there, because you can always say, oh, we're all one unit, we're unity, we're love, but actually being that and practicing it amongst it all. Noticing for myself yesterday, I was sitting with this and seeing the fears of others and like, I'm scared. I still feel like a little kid. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm lost. And recognizing that side of me that feels that still. And can I actually embrace that without trying to change it, hide it, fade it, or fix it? And to notice for myself and others, whenever we have the bypassing, it usually has the words, oh, I never do this. I never break my promises. I never get angry. I never have expectations. I never, or I always. I'm neither never nor always. And I'm practicing right now. I'm going to practice the neti neti. It feels harder because I want to call in things. I want to call in the car. I want to call in the home. Neti neti. What am I removing? What am I removing that I already know is there? Even the removing of myself getting in the way of completing cycles of insurance, completing cycles of home, letting go, completing cycles of packing, completing cycles of cleaning, completing cycles of financial stuff, all these things. So right now is neti neti, not this, not that, and some completions, and noticing what is my compass going to be. And so notice as you're going through it, are you spiritually bypassing? The moment you start seeing the spirituality, can you bypass it? Or can you see, hey, this is the time to actually dive deeper into the patterns, into the repatterning, into the things, the practices that work, and practicing before actually saying, now I got to share this with everyone else, because first I've got to really get it. And it doesn't mean that I can't see one, do one, teach one. But I can't see one, do one, teach one, and say, now I'm just teaching. No, I'm still seeing, I'm still doing amongst the teaching. Hi, it's Nick. Ciao for now.